Look around you. Really look. That coworker who laughs at all your jokes, maybe they genuinely like you. Or maybe they're sizing you up, watching for weaknesses, waiting for the right moment to climb over you. Your friend who always says, "I'm so happy for you" when good things happen, do their eyes match their words? And what about that politician shaking hands at the town hall, promising to fight for working families? You think they lose sleep over your mortgage payment? We all know the world runs on masks. We just don't like admitting it. But Niccolò Machiavelli, a sharp-eyed Italian thinker from the 1500s, built his entire worldview around this uncomfortable truth. He looked at power, real power, not the fairy tale version, and wrote down exactly how it works. He didn't sugarcoat it. No inspirational nonsense about good guys finishing first. Just the raw mechanics of who wins and who gets crushed. Over the next 10 chapters, I'll walk you through the most piercing theories ever written about mind games. From persuasion to power, from hidden desires to social masks. You'll see how these thinkers pulled back the curtain on human behavior. And once you hear them, everyday interactions start to look very different. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It helps to push the channel to more people. Also, put on the notification bell so you can be notified of new videos. Machiavelli wrote The Prince, and people have been clutching their pearls about it ever since. It's basically a how-to guide for rulers, but not the kind that tells you to be noble and just. It tells you how to stay in power when everyone around you is trying to take it from you. But here's what makes Machiavelli brilliant. He understood that people don't run on morals. They run on self-interest. We can dress it up however we want, post inspirational quotes on social media, talk about values and principles, but when push comes to shove, most people look out for themselves first. And if you're walking through life thinking everyone means what they say and shows who they really are, you're going to get blindsided, and very hard. His ideas haven't died because they can't. They're alive in every office building, every political campaign, every friend group where someone's always stirring the pot. You've lived through Machiavellian moments, whether you realized it or not. The thing is, you can't actually see what people want. Not really. You see what they show you. And what they show you is usually whatever gets them what they want. That friend who says they've got your back, maybe they do. Or maybe they're secretly relieved every time something goes wrong for you because it means they don't have to feel bad about their own problems. The colleague who compliments your presentation could be genuine, could also be mentally drafting the email they'll send to your boss, pointing out everything you got wrong. This is where Machiavelli comes in. He warned that appearances are everything in power. He said leaders should appear merciful, faithful, humane, honest, and religious. But behind closed doors, they must be ready to act in the opposite way if that secures their power. He argues the mask is for the public and the truth is for survival. Just think about it for a minute. How many times have you met someone who seemed really charming at first, but later showed their true face? Or a partner who promised loyalty, but later cheated in the relationship? Or a manager who encouraged teamwork, but took all the credit without acknowledging the team members? These are examples of the Machiavellian reality. People present what benefits them, not what is real. Machiavelli outlines several tactics that reveal the way motives hide behind masks. The first one is appear good, act when needed. He wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Why? Because fear makes people respect boundaries more than love does. For example, a strict teacher might not be liked, but the students will always respect deadlines, while a nice teacher who tries to be friends often gets walked over. The tactic is to appear approachable, but enforce respect when necessary. A second one is to manipulate perception, not reality. Machiavelli understood that nobody actually sees reality. They see the version of reality you present to them. Politicians have mastered this art. They'll show up to a diner in a struggling town, order the local specialty, laugh with the waitress, let photographers catch it all. Do they care about that town? Maybe, maybe not. It does not actually matter because the image is what people remember. They'll think, oh, she really gets us, or he's just a regular guy. The reality behind the photo op could be completely different, but the image sticks. This happens everywhere. The Instagram influencer posting about authentic living from their staged apartment, the CEO doing the humble brag interview about work-life balance while running their employees into the ground, the person who posts constantly about friendship and loyalty but ghosts people the second they are not useful anymore. Machiavelli knew perception is the game. Reality is just the raw material you shape into whatever story serves you. The third is to exploit self-interest. Machiavelli said people are always easily fooled because they're driven by their own desires. If you eventually promise them something they crave, they will follow you, even when your true motives are hidden. Take a minute and think about the salespeople who help you find the perfect product, when in reality, their commission is their only concern. These tactics may sound cold, but Machiavelli didn't invent them. He just exposed the truth about how people have always played these. A job recruiter who paints an amazing picture of company culture might be desperate to fill the position because nobody wants to work there. The friend who suddenly wants to spend more time with you right when you get a promotion to a department they're interested in, is that a coincidence? The most impactful lesson from Machiavelli is this: you don't need to be good, but you must appear good. This single idea flips everything upside down. You have to look at what they gain from their actions, not just what they say their motivations are. Take the workplace, for instance. Imagine your boss promotes a colleague who seems hardworking and loyal. On the surface, it looks like merit. But behind the scenes, maybe that colleague knows how to flatter the boss, how to avoid blame, and how to appear indispensable. The boss is rewarding the mask and not the reality. On the other hand, if you're trying to navigate life, Machiavelli's key advice is for you not to expose all your intentions. It's not always good to tell people your full plan. Keep some of your cards hidden, because once others know your weakness, they can and will always use it against you. Even if they don't use it now, they'll use it in the future. This doesn't mean you need to be manipulative or cruel. It doesn't mean you should lie and scheme and treat everyone around you as an enemy. What it means is that you should be strategic. You should understand the difference between your inner circle and everyone else. You should recognize that not everyone who smiles at you wishes you well. Machiavelli's wisdom is uncomfortable, but also powerful. He showed that the world runs on appearances and not just truths, that people are usually guided by self-interest, and also that survival often depends on how well you manage perception. If you want to see through others' motives, ask yourself what they are going to gain from this mask they are wearing. The answer often reveals the truth. The uncomfortable truth is that Machiavelli didn't invent any of this. He just described it. People always present carefully curated versions of themselves. They always hide their true motives behind socially acceptable facades. They always say one thing and do another thing when it suits them. What Machiavelli offers is not a guide to becoming a monster. It's a guide to seeing clearly. Once you understand how masks work and how people use appearances to disguise intentions, then you're less likely to get fooled. You are also less likely to trust the wrong person or be blindsided by someone's true colors showing up too late. You can still choose to be genuine. You can still be kind, generous, trusting with only the people who've earned it. But you do it with your eyes open. You do it knowing that not everyone operates the same way. And in so doing, you protect yourself accordingly. That's the real lesson here. The masks aren't going anywhere. They've been around for centuries, and they'll be around for centuries more. The question is whether you're going to keep taking them at face value, or you're going to learn to see what's underneath. Now I have a question for you. Have you ever dealt with someone who wore a mask, pretended to be kind, but later showed their other side? Share your story in the comments. Now, if you want to keep uncovering the hidden tactics behind human behavior, stay tuned for the next chapter, where we explore Arthur Schopenhauer's tricks for always winning an argument. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.